Hey, recording. Nice.
Yep. All right, we're back for another episode.
Episode
the third.
3.
This is the one where everyone gets to find out how we turned evil, right?
Yes, exactly. Or if you're like, the third X-Men movie just sucked terribly.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Man, nice. We got the movie references out of the way already.
There'll be more, I'm sure. Especially one movie in particular I'm thinking of.
There sure will be. There sure will be.
Oh,
we'll have to make sure we do spoiler beforehand.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to ruin such a classic movie for everyone.
Or it's like, taking an hour-long dump and coming out and warning someone. Pretty unnecessary.
Nah, no. Even if they don't,
so?
even if they're not aware, why warn them?
Well, usually it's just a nicety.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel bad for your wife.
Yeah, she's used to it.
Yeah. Where you been for the last hour? Nowhere.
Playing on my phone.
Meanwhile, she walks by the bathroom and gets knocked down by it.
Exactly. There's a priest outside sprinkling holy water in there.
Yep.
The power of Christ compels you.
They're putting a tent over your house, giving everyone's got those big suits from like E.T. and
outbreak
shit.
suits.
Yeah. Patient Zero.
Oh my.
Yep.
Oh my. All right. Dying. Someone's dying over here.
All right.
So how was your week? Besides, tuberculosis apparently.
Amazing considering I've had a sinus headache for something like 7 or so days now.
Wow, that sounds like a good time.
It's actually probably not sinuses. It's probably wicked migraines, aneurysms, whatever. Nothing to worry about though.
You gotta stop headbutting people at every chance you get.
No, I don't.
Okay, good point. No, you don't.
Yeah, that's their problem, not mine.
That's true. Fuck those people. That's what I say.
No, I just want to headbutt them.
Exactly.
You never know what you'll get by doing the other stuff.
Well, if you headbutt them, you might get like forehead gonorrhea.
Exactly. And I've already got a big enough forehead. I don't need to make it any larger. By denting their head at the same time.
Yeah, it's entertaining though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you been watching? You probably have. Top Shot. You've been watching?
Oh
that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched a new one yet, but it struck me as funny.
Mm-hmm.
So Logan and I are watching it. You know the goofy redheaded guy on there?
Yes.
Yeah. As the guy's on the screen, all I'm thinking is Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger.
Right.
Well, Logan, sitting there with his 10-year-old wisdom, he's like, God, I hate that guy. I just want him voted off. I don't know why. I just hate him. It's the greatest thing ever.
Oh, wow. Your kid's Cartman.
Basically. It's terrific.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that guy. He
seems like a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what the problem with watching that show is, though?
You want to go shoot guns?
I want to go shoot guns.
Me and Jen had this conversation the other day.
Then they had that massive revolver. And
yep.
I'm like, God damn, that
the
looks
one that
fun.
you know is going to knock you on your ass the first time. Because we're like, oh, look, I can handle this. I'm Dirty Harry. Next thing you know, you're like, your friends are all laughing at you because you're on the ground.
Or your head's blown off.
Mm-hmm. Or you have dislocated wrist or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but anytime I watch that show, I'm always like, God damn, I want to go shoot something now.
Yeah. Yep. This
fascinating,
not
isn't
the
it?
one you haven't watched, but the week after they showed a slight preview for it. There's going to be speed shooting with shotguns on it.
Ooh, fancy.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm always a big fan of that show.
Yeah.
And it's really odd because I'm not really not a pro, like, assault weapon type of person, but I really want to go fire one.
Yeah,
like, they use AKs in the episode you haven't watched yet, and I really want to go fire one.
Well, you know what's funny is right by that meat store we were talking about earlier, that there's that Todd's Guns.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, after that huge revolver, I'm like, I wonder how much that costs. So I just kind of looked up his website, and they have a raffle right now for a Barrett 50 cal.
Nice. Does it cost anything?
It's like $5 a ticket. I know. I'm sure you need to have a license. But it is Michigan.
It's just a gigantic sniper rifle.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Why? I can't imagine that. I would imagine they probably also have to be 18 or 21 to probably get it. If not, have Logan enter it because that'd be hilarious. Take a picture of him holding the 50 cal.
I don't think I can justify, to my wife getting a Barrett 50 cal for home defense.
I don't know.
Yeah, if they're 300 yards away, I could get them.
Yeah. You're like, hey, in the event of a zombie apocalypse, you'll be thanking me.
Exactly.
Because they won't even get near the house.
Nope, exactly.
And when I shoot one, it'll probably blow up like 6.
Yep.
Because the shrapnel from one will probably just crush, there'll be a nice splash zone off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
Yeah, me neither. Excellent. Perfect home defense weapon.
Right. Or spray paint it bright orange and just write Nerf on it. Maybe she won't notice.
Put some of those big, foam pellet or foam darts next to it. Or better yet, paint the 50 cal shells yellow. Like, those are just darts.
It's just that new Nerf sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Sure, it goes when I fire it.
Sure, I'm bleeding from the nose and eyes from the concussion. It's fine.
You have to teach Logan how to get the be your spotter. You got to tell you how many ticks left and right and everything.
Got to make that mile shot.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Seriously, whoever did that had to have crapped themselves upon making that shot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because shooting a mile with any weapon has to be really, really impressive.
I would think
Unless
so.
it's like a missile.
Well, okay, fair enough.
But like a bullet that far,
Yeah.
or probably in all honesty, not just a bullet. Those are gigantic rounds.
Yeah.
So.
But still, a mile's impressive.
Yes.
When you're, calculating windage and gravity and earth rotation.
Yes.
That's impressive.
That's why you just throw the grass in the air, and that tells you all you need to know.
The spotter's really just like a glorified caddy.
Yeah,
really.
basically. Yeah. They're like, I think you should. You're like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, just hold my bag.
But, I'm segueing from, long shots and missiles. What'd you think of that Battlefield trailer for the multiplayer?
I had to go change pants.
Yeah.
The whole, the one scene where, everybody's on, four-wheelers or various vehicles. Oh, my. And then the jet fighting.
The
wow.
jet, yeah. Well, reading about it, it's for the PC, it's going to be 64 players.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but it's not going to be that for the Xbox, but
right.
still.
It could be, I guess, because that one, I forgot what game it was, that one on PlayStation has 64-player multiplayer.
Yeah, that's true. I just can't imagine.
Scott said it's insane because the map is massive because so many people are involved.
How laggy is it?
From what I understand, not very.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't imagine it yanking on everybody's internet, though. It's got to be laggy at times. I mean, heck, Call of Duty's laggy.
Exactly. Well, look at
unless you have massive servers for it.
Yeah, well, maybe they did. Maybe they're planning for that. I mean, it is an EA game.
Mm-hmm.
They can support this shit for sure.
True.
I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed the last game, and
I'm definitely going to get it.
It's just no one supported it. You know, it's like, hey, look, here's a map you already played on, but now you can do this on it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about some new maps?
No.
Well, more segues. New maps. See, there's another map pack for Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's all zombies though.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I guess people were like, "Oh, we want more zombies," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, I'm
well,
over
you know
it.
what? I mean, that saves us $15. That's what it does.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I do think I'm gonna have to get Battlefield though. That looks pretty sweet.
It does, and all the single player footage I've seen looks phenomenal.
That's the first video I've seen for it. Is that?
Oh, you haven't seen any of the single player
Nope.
stuff? Oh, there's some good single player stuff that's been out there. It's more from the single player mode. It's not multiplayer, but it's still like you have to work within your battalion or whatever you call it, your squad. Yeah, and you have to move around with them, and during while you're doing that, there's airstrikes or an earthquake. I think happens during one. Yeah, it's pretty insane. So. It's tough, though, because I'm trying to make sure I keep them separate, because Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever, 3, there's some similarities that,
Did you get your email yet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, me too. I'm waiting for my beta code to show up now.
Yep. Woo, beta codes.
Be all over that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not?
All I know is I enjoy those games, and, in Battlefield 2, where you could, just drop a building on a dude, because he's holed up inside. I like that.
And it looks like while you're running around with your squad, like I said, that earthquake happens and there's damage to the buildings. So cool. If you're inside a building, stuff's coming down, and so it could be you have to maneuver around that at the same time, which is cool because that's something, as far as I know, nothing that's really happened in the FPSs before.
Yeah, nothing
I've played. Then again, I don't play a lot of the single player in them.
Yeah, that's true. I usually beat it. Black Ops, I'm halfway through and I haven't touched the single player since.
I haven't at all.
Anytime I log it on, I'm like, I should go shoot a 12-year-old. Or, well, no. I should go get shot by a 12-year-old.
Yeah. That's how I end up playing.
Yeah, exactly. Rapity, rape.
Yeah.
Basically.
I know. So it's pedophilia if an adult rapes a kid, but what happens when it's the other way? And it's forcibly done? Because I'm not asking for it. I really don't want it.
I don't know. That's a good question.
There
My
should be
gut
crime.
instinct says sexy,
Whoa.
but I don't know. So if it's in a high school and it's a, female teacher and a male student, it's fine, right?
Well, yeah.
By our
they,
perspective.
they go after the teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if the student initiated it, because the teacher's supposed to be, mature and responsible. So
Yeah,
whatever.
well, that's just, the dummy kid going, hey, guys, guess what I did?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
That's what always happens, though. Like we talked on the last one, the idiots with the rioting and let's put it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Idiots. Can't just say, hey, look at my new plasma TV and just say, where'd you get it? And just say, don't worry about it.
Internet.
Yeah. None of your damn business. My friend found it in the street. Nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, dummies.
Yep. At least tell people you won it in a contest or something.
Yeah, who throws a brick through a window best contest?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I got to it first. I win, right?
Yeah, it's like a race.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Pretty stupid, but, whatever.
It's overrated.
Yeah.
Rioting.
I read something yesterday that said that they're going to have overcrowding in their prisons because of the rioting in London now. Because they've already got people in prison, obviously,
Right.
and now they're arresting people like crazy off of these riots. And
Is Bronson in there kicking ass?
yes,
Nice.
probably not.
Probably not. I think he's probably close to being dead. Good movie if you haven't seen it. Look it up, Bronson.
But
Lots of man meat, though.
that's fair. You put the warning out there. At
I
least.
did put the warning out there.
That's one rule we've always lived by. If there's, summer sausage flopping around, you got to be
Exactly.
warned.
Looks like Hillshire Farms.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. I could not remember the
You've
name
been
of
warned.
that place. Would you like a free sample? No, I'm good.
I guess we could go up to Johnsonville Factory if we wanted to.
It's true.
His name works out well, too. Good old Johnsonville.
It's more like Bronsonville in this one, though.
That's true. Yeah. Good, clean fun.
I'm not sure about the clean part.
Wow, you're okay. You're right. Dirty, dirty love.
Exactly.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that,
Yes.
right? Right.
Sure. Yeah. So what else you got? Anything else?
Yeah. I think we should jump into what we both are itching to talk about, I'm sure.
Surely you're to not talking about Almighty Thor.
I certainly am.
Which could be the worst movie I've ever. Well,
I know it's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
I had to stop myself. I've seen far worse.
I've
but
definitely watched.
it's up there.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely watched some movies where I was so angry I wanted to kill someone, and this was not one of them. I've watched Batman and Robin.
Okay, you know what? I never have. I stopped at that
Oh,
one.
God.
Like as bad as all the previous ones were, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, you watched X-Men 3.
Well,
That's a tough.
I had my hopes up because the whole Dark Phoenix leading
I know.
from 2, and
X-Men
boy, did they
3
shit
is
the bed.
Oh, man, you ain't kidding. Hey, let's just kill everybody.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not even going to say spoiler, because if you haven't watched it already, tough.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly. Don't bother.
waste the money and time. Just rewatch 1 or 2, or from what I hear, the new one. Because I hear the new one's
I heard
pretty
the new one's
decent.
pretty good
so
too. Yeah.
Just don't waste your time with 3. It's like watching Spider-Man 3. Garbage.
Emo
Hot
Peter Parker.
pile of garbage. The dancing.
Ugh.
Exactly.
They had such potential with
I
the
know.
Venom symbiote.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Assholes.
And we'll flub this one up.
Boy,
So anyways,
did they.
back
Speaking
to-
of flubbing,
Oh, man. So, The Almighty Thor is available right now in Netflix Instant
we
Queue.
really need to get sponsored by Netflix.
I know, right? So, it's available right now in Instant Queue, or Instant Watch on Netflix.
It's a sci-fi movie, like
Yeah.
for Sci-Fi Channel.
Do yourself a favor and don't add it to your queue.
No, you really should.
It stars TV's Richard Grieco, famous for his 21 Jump Street fame, and nothing since. That's not true. He's probably... I know he's been in a lot of things, but
Well, they're all sci-fi movies.
probably... I actually think this is a bump up from what he's been doing.
Really? Oof.
Dude,
Poor.
it's Richard Grieco. What the hell what are you going to cast him in?
Good point.
And you know the best part is, do you remember back when 21 Jump Street was all the rage? Was that people were like, oh my God, who's hotter, him or Johnny Depp? Yeah, Johnny Depp's sitting on a giant pile of money laughing at him now.
On his own island.
Yeah, yeah.
Going, oh shit, kick the mic stand.
Yeah, Richard Grieco is probably not fortunate enough to cut Johnny Depp's grass now.
Although that would be really funny.
When he shows up, Johnny Depp's like, "Hey, Richard, how you been?"
Go edge that sidewalk.
Yeah, he gives him like the bump hug, and he's like, "Oh, hey," and acts like he's gonna come in. Johnny Depp puts his hand on his chest, says, "Whoa, I don't allow the help in."
Exactly.
don't
I have a separate kitchen if you're thirsty.
Yeah, don't forget to pick up the dog duty. So it stars Richard Grieco.
Did you enjoy Richard Grieco's ultra emo Loki?
Oh, it was terrible.
It was awful.
Ooh, man. Yeah, you had him, you had Kevin Nash of wrestling fame from WWE, TNA,
I'm glad
WCW.
you solved that mystery for me because I didn't know who
Big
that was.
Sexy, if you will, Diesel, Big Daddy Cool. He was Odin. And honestly, he was better than Richard Grieco was at any point.
He sure was.
And honestly, I don't know anybody else in the movie, but there was literally only, 6 actors in the movie? There was Odin, his kid, Thor, Richard Grieco as Loki, the woman
broad.
that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, really.
Yeah. Was there anybody else? I mean, other than extras?
No, that was really it.
How many movies have you seen where there's literally only 5 roles in the movie?
Wow, I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that. That's pretty impressive.
That was one of the things that jumped into my head because I was like, what the heck? I was like, well, I mean, clearly they had to keep the budget low so they could put it on those amazing effects.
Wow, they were awesome. Every time Loki go, "Come, my friends," and those horrific anime dogs would show up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Especially when you could, when he was, waving them on, and, when he waved, you could tell that, oh, man, I don't know. There were quite a few times where they were interacting with the green screen, which, clearly those things aren't real because, the CG's so god-awful. But, they're interacting with him, whether it's him or the girl who was training Thor, and you could tell that they had no idea what the hell they were doing.
Now, the girl that's training Thor, how'd you like it when Thor goes to Earth and she just starts showing him how to shoot guns?
Yeah.
He's a god.
What was funny to me was, every time I approach Thor, I have a hard time of separating Marvel Comics Thor from
fair enough.
Thor from mythology. Yeah. And I wasn't really sure what they were trying to do because the whole...
I don't think anyone was.
The whole going to Earth, which Marvel calls Midgard, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, are they now getting on Marvel's nuts here, or what are they doing? Because, and then like you said, she knows how to shoot a gun, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Seeing Thor fire an Uzi?
Yeah, I don't remember maybe I'm wrong, but with my, Norse whatnot, I don't remember them, going through the different planes. Maybe I'm wrong in that. I don't remember them being on Earth. I remember them being gods.
Yeah.
But I don't remember them, actively being on Earth. Maybe it's just me. And if they were going to jump on Marvel's nuts, they should have as far as Loki. It made him the god of chaos.
I don't even know was he supposed to be the god of the underworld? I don't even know.
He's supposed to be like the devil, basically.
Yeah, it's just that doesn't work.
And all he turned out to be is a guy who walks around and yells a lot.
Come, my friends. Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you like his wand?
Yeah, that was...
It looks like when they're filming, they're like, oh shit, we need a wand. Someone just ran to Halloween Town.
Do you know the first thing I thought of when it started glowing was a PlayStation Move?
Yes.
Right? Every time he's using that thing, and I'm like, well, this will make a great video game because you can use your move and be Loki, Yeah.
Got to use your move and use it to hang yourself if you're going to be in that movie.
That was... Oh.
It was probably one of the worst movies I've seen.
It was pretty terrible.
God, it was so bad.
Seriously, I have so many freaking notes that I took on this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't resist either.
Because I just couldn't... I couldn't stop taking notes. I mean, one of the first things that I first wrote down was, that you have Richard Grieco and Kevin Nash, which is clearly top-notch gold right there. Although, I will say, I did appreciate having Kevin Nash as Odin because he's big and imposing. So when he stands near Richard Grieco, he's much bigger than him. They didn't have to use, the god-awful, when Loki picks up Thor off the ground and you can tell that Thor stands up on a milk crate or something.
You don't think Richard Grieco can pick him up?
No. Richard Grieco can't pick up anything.
He looks pretty shredded.
Yeah.
Shredded wheat.
Let's see. What else do I have here?
Well, here's something that I found was after they go to Earth.
Right.
What's her name? Trains them out.
I can't remember her name,
Thor was an awful fighter, right? Like Odin and Thor's brother, let's call him Schleppy. I don't know. What do you want to call him? Call him Bill.
All right, we'll call him
It's
Bill.
easy to remember.
That makes sense.
So Odin and Bill are fighting those big dog things, right?
Right.
And Thor's just an awful fighter. And they're like, just stay back here. Don't get hurt, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, fast forward in the movie.
Thor's also a whiny bitch. He makes Luke Skywalker look like he is the bravest guy ever.
Exactly. I don't want to go to the evaporators. That dumbass. Anywho, but she shows him how to fight, and like in 5 minutes later, he's fighting some mystery knight in full plate armor, and he defeats him.
I know that was something I had put down in my notes from the movie because I was like, really, no montage for his training, nothing.
See, if they would have put a montage in there, they would have got a nice little round of applause from me.
Sure, especially if they had licensed montage song from Trey Parker or from Trey Parker.
It's a montage.
Yeah. Because literally, that's what movies do. That's been a tried and true thing for movies like forever.
Every Rocky.
Yeah, like any movie where someone has to train to beat the bad guy, you have to put the montage. I think it's a rule.
Exactly.
I think there's a law, and don't get me wrong, sci-fi apparently is about breaking the rules.
Unless it's Scarface, and it's a montage of you just taking over Miami.
Well, that's fine because
counting money. Take it to the limit. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like I freaking see him like not even giving us a montage. I was like, really?
Yeah, he shot weapons, and then he's sword fighting some knight in full armor and beats him. Mm-hmm. It was like, really?
Oh my goodness! I just, I think the easiest thing for me, instead of jumping around trying to figure out what's best contextually for where we're at, is I'm just gonna run a couple things by you, and we can just, like if you want to do that with yours too. So one of the first, well, not first things. Actually, I can kind of do this. So I put, that you have Richard Grieco in the movie, and he was so over the top with his shit,
What do you mean?
And like when he's yelling Ragnarok, and he's like Ragnarok, Ragnarok, and I can just picture like a whole crowd at a rock concert, like screaming for like Deathblock or something.
Is Gwar. Ragnarok and roll,
Yeah.
Ragnarok and roll.
Oh my god! It's just the whole time I just picture it's like you're calling for a band to come out for their encore or something.
I'm pretty sure there is a metal band that's Ragnarok.
I'm sure. If there isn't, someone needs to get on that.
You got that right.
Because why wouldn't you use a name like Ragnarok?
I don't know,
That's
some
fantastic.
sort of Norse metal band. Come on.
There's got to be.
There's got to be.
I have iTunes open right there, and I'm not looking.
Yeah, well, because we want to keep seeing the Lion Game and Eli Gunn cycle by.
True. So here's another one. Did you notice that when Kevin Nash was like throwing Richard Grieco around, that they didn't so much cover up Kevin Nash's tattoos?
I did notice that.
And I was like, really? You can't even put like a sleeve on him or something to cover that up?
Dude, Odin was tatted up. Come on.
Naturally. That's what all the books have always told us.
Yeah. He rocked mad tats.
Right.
Here's what I found funny.
He's a biker, apparently.
Is, Loki defeated Odin and his warrior son, Bill.
Right.
But then Thor, the sissy Lala, eventually beats him. I didn't quite follow that. What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry,
I'm trying to follow that myself.
I'm trying to remember how to lock the orientation.
Very distracting.
Sorry. I thought there was a way to lock the orientation on the iPad.
Looks like you're like shaking like an etch a sketch.
No, I'm shaking like a baby.
Bad baby.
No, just a dick. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, man, that was. Ugh.
How about all the epic battles that took place in the same parking lot?
Yeah, okay. So, I have multiple comments on this. First of all, the slow motion on every fight was, first of all, distracting. Yes. Second of all, allowed you to see how god-awful the weapons were. And third of all, you could tell, like every fight movie, they don't go full speed, most fight movies, they don't go full speed for the fight scenes. They go at a speed, then they speed it up a little bit. Yeah. That's why most of the time there's not dialogue during fight scenes. So, things aren't paced wrong or whatever. Anyways, and I'm like, dude, every time. And do you notice how many of the people in that swing a sword with one hand?
Oh, yeah.
Like those giant, broadswords, and they're like one arm in them.
Yeah, those giant Braveheart swords.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I can live with Odin doing it, because he's a beast. He's a giant man. He's supposed to be he's Odin.
It's Odin.
Yeah. But Bill and and Thor and the girl, they're all just with one arm, and I'm like,
I forgot about Bill's twin axes.
True.
That were one axe, and suddenly he did something. He had two.
Yeah. He apparently has the ability to clone axes.
Apparently.
Yeah, no. So, okay, kind of within the same context, did you notice when Loki was walking down the street as everything's just going to shit around him because his beasts are just destroying everything. People are just running by him, whatever. Did you notice that, like, at first he's walking down the street and, like, a UPS truck goes by, a FedEx truck goes by, and I'm reading the signs on the buildings, like the marquee signs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple minutes later, they show him walking again. It's the same signs. Okay.
That shouldn't surprise you.
Also, if you watch the people who ran past him, there's, like, a scene not too long later where it shows people running again. It's the same people, because there's a dude wearing a black Adidas track coat. It's black with yellow stripes. In case anyone watches it, pay attention.
That's probably the gaffer. You're like,
yeah.
You.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
We need extras.
It's like there's one woman that walks by him twice. That dude runs past him twice. And I counted this on a couple of things in the movie where they use the same footage 2-3 times in the movie.
Well, yeah, you got to keep them costs down.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this, an episode of the Flintstones? You know? Which
It's a living.
Which takes me into the Hammer of Invincibility. Seriously looked like something from the Flintstones.
Yeah, a stick of a rock. Well, hey, foam, obviously foam rock on the end.
And that they were holding it. Again, they were like one arm in this thing.
Yeah, and it was
it's this
supposed
giant
to be a
hammer.
massive thing.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I understand they're gods, so they're more powerful and everything. But the funniest part to me about the hammer, two things, was one, the graphic overlay of the hammer over the heartbeat at the Tree of Life.
Yes.
Oh my god. Anyways, the other thing was that Thor kept that hammer in his coat. Did you notice that? Every time he was near Loki, he's like opening his coat like he's about to pull a Glock out, but instead he's pulling the Hammer of Invincibility.
What you forget is he's got a bag of holding in there.
Oh, right.
For all your D&D friends out there.
But I was just like, why doesn't he just leave the coat open so he can get to the hammer a bit easier for, beating Loki down? Because it's like every time Loki's like a foot away from him, he steps back and starts to grab the hammer. It's like, why doesn't Loki just punch him in the face when he's doing this?
I agree. He's got that wand.
Instead, he's just like, oh, I'll let you pull out the hammer.
Now, what'd you think of the second hammer?
The shiny version?
That looked like it was basically a brick of foam wrapped in tinfoil.
Yeah.
I couldn't take my eyes off of that thing. There could have been, full nudity going on in the screen, and I would be staring at that awful hammer.
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what I was staring at during that time?
What's that?
Thor's chest armor. Because
looks like was it dinner plates? Is that what it kind of looks like? No,
not that one. The one he wears towards the very end of the movie. It looks like it's a Roman chest plate.
Oh yeah, okay, right.
As soon as I see this, and I'm like, but I'm pretty sure that's a different thing because the Romans, the stuff that the Norse guys wore, probably a little different than what the Romans wore.
No.
No,
it's exactly the same.
So
when he was wearing that Spartan helmet too.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like. What did they just like? They're like, oh, here's the leftover props from 300. Use whatever you guys want. And here's some tinfoil to wrap around bricks in case you need it.
Exactly.
And the foam.
Make a hammer, dummy.
Oh, man. The sticks, or like the different weapons that they use, I couldn't get over how floppity they were, for lack of a better term. And there were different times where you see something and you're like, all right, I understand using foam on the sharp part. Like, what do you call it? Odin's trident or whatever, which I didn't know Odin had a trident, but whatever. So,
well,
apparently he's also,
God of the sea.
Yes. Yeah, who I can't remember. Poseidon. There you Poseidon, go. Although that's different mythology.
Or Aquaman.
Never mind. Or Aquaman. Whatever. He wouldn't be Aquaman.
It's Kevin Nash.
Odin's way cooler than Aquaman.
I want to see Kevin Nash as Aquaman.
Let's get on that. Let's write that.
Orange and green scaly unitard.
Can he have the hook hand, though?
No.
Damn it.
No hook hand.
He's not going to have that, like, energy hand, is he?
I haven't even seen that, so no.
Well,
it's ruled out immediately.
All right, fair enough. So he's going to have real hands?
Yes.
Damn it.
And tattoos.
Fine. Is he going to be in the Justice League movie at least?
Sure, why not?
All right, fair enough. I'll live with that then.
Or either that, or we can make Kevin Nash Namor, and he's got to wear the little green onesie thing and have wings on his heels.
All right, so Aquaman it is. Although, seeing him with his Spock ears and eyebrows would be humorous.
Yeah, it would be.
Because you can't hold a picture of those two next to each other and not go, Somebody might have sampled here.
Someone like Star Trek somewhere. Or the other way around.
It's actually the other way around.
Yeah, I'd say Namor is really old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Gene Roddenberry.
I know, right? So at one point, like the first
today's
time,
his birthday. As crazy as that
Gene
is.
Roddenberry?
Yeah, I think so.
I did not know that. Yeah. It's also former President Bill Clinton's birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's out partying hard tonight.
That's right.
But pouring out some Ciroc with
well,
his
if he wants
bitches.
to celebrate properly, he needs to bang green bitches.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And he is baller like that.
Exactly.
He was always about, going to other countries, so he definitely was the Captain Kirk of presidents.
He certainly was.
Except he's probably a better actor.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe. We'll see. In fact...
Not a better singer, though. I've heard that single.
Which one, Rocket Man?
Any of them Shatner does. They're all terrific.
I don't know, man. When he was on, was it George Lopez or whatever, doing CeeLo's Fuck
Hashtag
You?
Dead.
Yeah, his show, anyways.
Exactly.
When he was on that show doing CeeLo's Fuck You, well, he did the Forget You one, which, whatever. But was not some of his better work.
No,
wasn't that good. I was so disappointed because when I heard he was going to be on there, I'm like, I really don't want to watch George Lopez's show, but I do want to see Shatner do Fuck You.
I can't blame you.
And then I was like, I should have just remembered it was Lopez's show and skipped it.
I never watched it. Never had the urge to.
Yeah.
Never really been a giant Lopez fan, to be honest. You know?
Yep. So the first time that I saw Thor up close, and I saw that dude's, like, wicked, crazy teeth overbitey thing, dude, I was like, he looked like he's a character from The Simpsons. He should just kill Loki with them teeth. I mean, I'm half expecting someone to throw the holy hand grenade at him, Like, big... Man.
Damn it.
And real quick, how'd you love Loki using the Fuji dust?
I must have missed the pocket sand.
Yeah, he, I forgot where he does that. I think it's when they're in the, it's one of the, like, 8 times when he's like, Loki, come face me, in the movie. And Loki shows up and he's, like, a foot away from him. He goes to do something and Loki's just like, and blows Fuji dust all over his eyes.
Damn it, I missed the Fuji dust.
That's too bad, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, Fuji dust!
That must have been one of the times I was, thinking about running out in the traffic in front of the house.
Which was from the beginning to the end of the movie.
Oh.
What'd you think of the scene where Loki, like, dies the first time?
I thought it was awful.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
What I wrote down was, like, did Thor just pour water on him? Was this, like, the Wicked Witch of the East or West or whatever the hell it is?
If his feet would have curled
Yeah,
up.
it's like, I'm melting! And, like, the whole, like, he just turns into smoke.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Because I actually thought the movie was over, hoping the movie was over right there. And I was like, all right, that was the worst ending of a movie I've probably seen in a while.
Then you made it to the end of the movie.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
Like, oh, I was wrong. This is the worst ending I've ever seen.
I don't know if you caught this or not, one thing I noticed was one of the walls where one of the, like, 800 times where Thor stops the training woman.
Right.
And is like, no, we have to stay and fight. And she's like, you have to be trained. He's like, no, we have to stay and fight. Because they constantly were doing that.
Well, it sounds like the greatest writing.
Ugh, really?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
I'm shy. It's got to be up for an award next year.
Of course it is.
Razzie. Actually, it would have been this year, I'm pretty sure. But on the one wall, there was, like, graffiti that said Loki on it. And
Banksy strikes again.
Probably not. Banksy wouldn't want his name tied to some piece of shit like this. I have a hard time believing that.
Maybe just as a gag, though.
All right, I'll give you that. Yeah, probably. Move on to section 3.
Ooh, section 3.
Yeah, I got so many freaking notes on this thing. Just, most of them were just random things like...
Team Ramrod?
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo, go Team Ramrod.
Pretty random.
Come on, let's not tie Super Troopers to this.
Oh, you're right. What was I thinking?
I know. Now, let's get back to the story. Did you notice, like, on the, like, mountains where they had, like, the Photoshop symbols that were on them? How horrible those were.
I thought that was state-of-the-art CGI, my friend.
Or the freaking castle over the water that could not have looked more, superimposed on.
What about the awful burning buildings?
Yes. That smoke was horrible. Did you notice a lot of times what they did in the scenes where like, there was supposed to be, like, earthquakes or rumbling, whatever going on, was that they would show the building, and then they would just show something big falling in front of it.
Yes.
Like, there's a TV tower they showed. Then they show, like, these buildings. And then you see, like, this TV tower that's much bigger than the one you previously saw. Like, fall in half right in front of things. And, oh, man.
Come on, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Don't sound too excited.
Was the people fighting the monsters would have made, Harryhausen proud, because some of those fight scenes were so bad that it reminded me of something that MST3K would have had on it.
You mean when Bill was absentmindedly swinging his axes, and it's clearly not even at the level of the dogs?
Or where the girl is fighting one of those dogs, and she ducks, and the thing did not swing at her?
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, look. So the question is, generally, you have the actor act, then you do the CGI around it so that things look, I don't want to say seamless in this movie, but at least they're stitched together.
Seamless like Frankenstein's forehead.
Yes.
Oof.
And I'm like, she ducked at least one time, and there was nothing to duck from. Maybe it's just part of her technique.
Well,
Because technique over strength. She said that multiple times. I just quoted the movie. So
you certainly did.
So when they go to Earth, and she's like, here, put this on, and hands him a trench coat. And I'm like, really? Like, she apparently goes between Earth and Asgard frequently, but all she has to blend in is a trench coat. And then when she pulled the guns out, I'm like, so am I watching The Matrix now?
That's exactly what I thought, too.
Right?
Like, really?
And I'm like, no, this can't be the Matrix.
Neo?
Well, it can't at least be the first Matrix. Might have been one of the other two.
Well, that's true.
All they needed were sunglasses, and it literally would have turned into the Matrix.
Big black trench coats, firing. Well, no, they had way more guns in the Matrix.
Yeah, there's that. That's true. And better effects.
Well, certainly did.
Because no one's calling this movie state of the art.
No.
If they are, well, maybe someone who lives in, like, Ethiopia or something.
I'm pretty sure there's shit all over it, too.
They're like, look, this fly looks more real than that. My delusions of food look more real than that. How about that one? That better?
That's more better.
All right. There, I feel like I'm contributing more. Do you think anybody who saw Richard Grieco walking down the street thought he was homeless?
I'm sure everybody, even today, when he's probably getting out of his car, they're like, how'd that guy get that car?
Yeah. Well, and I figured that he's not wearing any makeup to look gaunt and such in the movie. That's probably just how he looks.
He's just hungry.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, look at that. It's Richard Grieco in a soup line.
That's how they found him. He had a sign that said, we'll chant Ragnarok for food.
Yes. When he's saying, come, my friends, he's just calling all your homeless guys that, well, I can't imagine that. A great...
They had homeless people for, like, stand-ins for those dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah. Scruffy, stand over there.
It looked more like a scene from The Walking Dead than it did
So that's why she ducked. What the dog was going at. There was a homeless guy trying to grope her.
Well, she was wearing a pretty short skirt.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's pretty revealing.
Sex sells.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Almighty Thor.
When they showed the fates, which actually I thought was one of the few things in the movie that I thought was actually kind of neat, was the way they did the fates to where they didn't talk. It was all more like telepathy or however you want to call it.
Right.
Although the women playing those, I forgot. There's 3 more people that were in the movie.
I forgot all about them, too.
So, they were a little more, they were not very good actresses. Did you notice how many times the camera kept showing their tits?
Well, yeah.
Like, it just kept seeming to focus on the fact that, I mean, they didn't have their tits out, but they were showing, like, their cleavage and whatnot. That was, like, where they kept focusing between there or their, like, empty, dead, my dad would be so ashamed of me look in their eyes.
When your cameraman's homeless, what do you expect?
True. And seriously, if they're going to have that look in their eyes, at least be sucking some dick for a porn. You get paid better, you're more respected.
Well,
yeah,
you're
being
right.
an Almighty Thor,
yeah,
come
you're
on.
right.
I mean, goddamn. Someone who does DP probably has more respect for me, at least, than anyone that appeared in that movie. And I'm not talking director of photography.
Their dad's just surfing YouPorn like, oh, there's my little girl.
Again.
At least she wasn't in Almighty Thor.
Yes.
Or anything else with Richard Grieco in it that wasn't 21 Jump Street.
Yes. Did you notice also when he went, how as he was going to the Tree of Life, how it was raining, when he fought the armored guy?
Mystery Knight?
Yes, Mystery Knight, yeah. Which, there you go, there's one more character.
Yeah. So, Mystery Knight was probably Bill in a suit of armor.
You're probably right. Or Kevin Nash.
No, I'm sure he was there for a day. He was like, peace.
Yeah, probably.
Where's my minuscule paycheck?
And the hot lunch.
Yes, exactly.
Where's my sandwich? When he went from that rain, and then they show him in like the next thing, his hair was completely dry and styled, and I was like, that's that Norse magic.
It is. Mm-hmm. He's a god. What do you expect?
Yep.
He must be god of clean hair, clean and styled hair.
Also, did you notice how he referenced the potion of healing to Odin, and then later he actually drinks some of it because he got shot in the shoulder and he was hurt by it.
Yeah. Which,
I don't know, whatever.
Hey, we all know now. If a god comes to Earth,
shoot him.
Fucking shoot him.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I figure anything that people thought were dead and they come back, zombie.
Yes.
That's what Easter's for.
Exactly.
So
Zombie Jesus Day.
Yep. So he drinks this stuff, and did you know he like rolls his arm a little bit, and then poof, all the the damage is gone. I was like, all right, cool.
He's got to roll it to get that potion in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't remember what color was the potion.
When he drinks it there, I don't think you really see it because he has that vial later that's like green or whatever.
Because if it was red, it gets another star. Because red is always health potion.
True.
Because if it's blue, that's mana.
Yeah.
And
I think it was green at the end of the movie though.
Because
I think he had it all up on his.
Should have died.
Yeah, he should.
Well, he died in that script.
Oof.
That's for sure.
Oh man.
And I'm sure in the box, I'd love to pull up some reviews of this movie.
Oh, I'm sure it's amazing. That was something I didn't do. I didn't look at the Netflix reviews. I'm sure they're brutal on it though.
I'm gonna peruse while we're chit chatting here.
So anyway, so yeah, so he's all. So he drinks the potion, he's okay, but then he gets up and he's still staggering because he's hurt. And I'm like, it's not potion of heals your skin, it's potion of healing, right? That's what he refers to it as to Odin.
Right.
Apparently, either he had some of the weaker dose, like he bought it off the bottom shelf at the potion store.
Just had a white label healing potion.
He got the pop-off brand. It's like, it tastes a little like gasoline. He's like, you'll be walking a little funny.
Like, should I go for the plastic or the glass? Plastic.
You know what? It was pop-off. He's walking funny afterwards.
True.
He doesn't feel the pain anymore. Mm-hmm. And the only pain you feel after pop-off is the burning.
So it's like wow, look at that. I tried to look for it on Rotten Tomatoes. No movie found.
What? Really?
But
how in the hell could Dude, it should like nuke their site.
I know. But you in Max Payne, you remember that? You didn't have health per se. You just started taking damage. You took painkillers.
Yes.
That's all it is. He's all wounded up. He's just popping painkillers.
Yeah. Oh man, this is actually I think my favorite part of the stuff I wrote down. This is all towards the end of the movie.
Right.
The first one was when what's her face stabs Loki in the face with the sword.
Right.
Did you notice how, like, where it was coming out of his face was, like, blurry?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I have to admit, towards the end of the movie, I was starting to get the nods.
By nods, you mean...
2.2 stars at IMDb.
Wow, that's higher than one of the films we plan on reviewing coming up.
That's true.
So, along with that being blurry...
No wonder we couldn't remember her name. Jar Saxa.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to remember that?
That's easy, yeah. Whatever. What am I, watching hockey? Oh, Jar Saxa gets the puck. He scores! So the sword sticks out of his face. It's blurry.
Right.
But how many times does somebody get stabbed and there you see blood? Like, what's his name? When Bill kills one of those, kills something, and you see him, like, stabbing down, and you see blood come flying up, and there's none on him and none on his weapon.
That's how good he is. That's how sharp those fuckers are.
It must be. Because there was never any blood on anybody after they shot, the only blood that was on anybody after shooting was Thor on his arm.
Oh, godly blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I just pulled up the reviews because I was curious.
Uh-huh.
Is this the worst film I have ever seen?
It's pretty close.
Followed by, Marvel's got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I don't think they were worrying about this one anyways.
Oof.
They were like, hey, look, we've got all this. You've got who again? Richard Grieco? Yeah, we're all right.
What a piece of garbage. Burn before viewing. I'm just reading the headlines. I'm not even reading the full review. That's all you need. That's all you need. How long did it take Thor to make his hammer at the end? Who was making this crap? Not long. Wasn't he just punching shit together?
Dude, it took him forever. It took like 5 minutes of screen time for him to make that hammer.
Like I said, I was getting the nods.
Yeah, trust me, I was getting the nods, but, I was wishing I could nod my way into Kurt Cobain in the end of a shotgun. Oof.
The business end.
Oh my god. Also, and here's maybe the moment of the movie where I laughed. I mean, laughed, cracking up laughed, was when Loki throws Thor into the side of that truck.
Right.
Did you notice how the truck just had like a broken glass look on the side of it, but it didn't dent?
Yes.
Then Thor hits the ground, and then the ground's all crackled up and broken. And I'm like, so they treated the truck like it was a building?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it sure didn't dent in. And I rewound it to make sure that it wasn't, you know how I am. Sometimes I'll see something, like in Pootie Tang, where I'm like, that guy's wearing a Kevlar vest as he goes through a window. And sure enough, upon rewinding, I was right.
I love seeing film flubs like that.
So I'm like, wow. I was like, how did the CG department, I'm using air quotes there, by the way, because that dripped sarcasm. How do they not, how do you get that wrong? If something hits the side of a truck, go see a car accident. If a car hits the side of a truck, it doesn't just crackle like it's glass. It dents.
It's a strong-ass truck.
Must be.
Yeah.
To have a god throw a person into the side of it and not dent at all.
It's a strong-ass truck. Shitty concrete.
Yeah, it must be.
That's how
how many
works.
trucks have a concrete wall on the outside or glass? Ugh. That's all I got.
We pretty much covered everything because, besides we said about the clearly rubbery weapons and Odin's awful. Yeah, I think we covered everything about Almighty Thor.
Except the ending, which was epic.
Well, epic street, parking lot battle again.
Amazing. And he brings the Tree of Life back. I take that back. Another favorite part of that was when Richard Grieco was extinguishing the Tree of Life.
Right.
When he's just hitting with the hammer, he's just swinging with one hand into the heart of the Tree of Life. And you see, the light, going out, and then there's, that green flashing light on his face. Oh, my God.
That's why I love watching those movies.
It was...
Because they're so awful.
Yeah, we've in the past when we've done a movie review, we've talked about how, we grated the cheese, but I wouldn't even want to put this cheese on food.
No, this cheese goes right in the garbage can.
Yeah. This is like opening the refrigerator going, I'm going to have me a cheese sandwich. And it's like, I don't remember buying green cheese.
Not only you'd wrap it in a paper bag, take outside and burn it.
Yeah, because you don't want your house to smell like it.
And then where it's buried, you salt the earth.
I right now, I'll tell you, I wish I could remove it from my recently watched thing on Netflix. Because every time I see it, I'm like, oh.
We just got to watch a bunch of shit and get rid of, bury it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm trying to catch up on Party Down again.
So here's another thing for people. So we've asked for people to send in things they'd like us to talk about.
Yes. Which
they can send to our Twitter handle, which is salty_language, or at salty_language, I should say. Yep. Our Facebook page, which, is out there to be found easily enough. And then our email, which is saltylanguage, all one thing, at gmail.com. Please send us in some topics. We'll try to discuss them. And if you have movies for us to watch,
good call.
By all means. And we're not looking for this is Citizen Kane. We want you guys to see the best.
Rosebud.
We're looking for stuff that if you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes or on Netflix, that
certified rotten.
It's probably like a 2 stars or less. That's what we're looking for because my goodness, because there's nothing better than sitting back and wanting to gouge your eyes out for an hour and a half or longer.
You look at them and think, ugh. We look at them and think, hilarious.
And if there's a movie you kind of wanted to see, but we're like, let us know. If we can find it easily enough, we'll watch it and we'll save you the trouble.
Exactly.
And hopefully bring you some, funny along the way. Or if not, we'll just rant because,
that's what we do anyway.
It is what we do.
Yeah. What's great about this is, before we would just watch them and just amuse ourselves. Now we can watch them and, I don't know if we're amusing people, but we're certainly, dumping shit on them.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is there's going to be...
in the back of the truck shit.
There'll be at least one person that probably listens and is like, I need to watch this movie.
I hope so. Enjoy your pain.
Make sure if you do and it's on Netflix when you watch it, make sure you rate it,
5.
5.
Please.
I certainly did not rate it 5. No, I gave it a 1.
I think I don't even think I rated it. I ran away from that movie.
I wish I could rate things like half a star, 0, but you can't.
I was like that
1.
little kid running into napalm in a classic picture. That's what I was like.
That's fair.
Naked in my living room.
Well, naturally, because when you watch bad movies,
be?
you have to be primed to, tug one out.
This is so awful, it turns me on.
Let's see, I could keep watching this, or I could punch myself in the taint over and over and over.
Hilarious.
Somehow you opted for watching the movie.
I know, it's crazy. But we did get some requests. And sorry, Rose, most of them I'm not real versed on.
We actually could do a real quick rundown. Because, we were asked to cover Eddie Izzard, which I've watched about 10 minutes of his stuff.
I haven't watched anything of his.
So, until that changes, that one's off the table.
Yep. See her Star Trek, newest movie.
I need to watch, and I'll make sure I move it up in my queue and get that out.
It's very good.
Maybe we'll talk about that down the road.
It's a nice reboot of everything, although if you really enjoy lens flares, it's all over the movie.
Fantastic. Because nothing says I just got Photoshopped like lens flares.
Lens flares aplenty. But it is a good movie.
Right.
What was there? Oh, yeah, Sandman.
Yeah,
thoroughly enjoy.
And the only reason with Sandman that I can't really do much is I have not read that book, and it's been a good, 7 years?
Same here.
And although I love it, recommend the heck out of it. Like, if you haven't read Sandman by Neil Gaiman, get off your high knees and go take care of it.
Now. Do whatever you're doing now. Go get it.
Preferably from your local comic book establishment.
Well, of course.
Or if Borders still has any before they go out of business.
I imagine that stuff got swept up by the people already.
I would think so.
Well, maybe not. With let's jack the prices up and say we're going out of business, have a sale.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. I've noticed like every email I get from them, it's like the first ones were like 25 to 50%, and each time they just inch it up 5%, the low end of it. So eventually it'll get to where you're like, all right, now there's actually deals, but there'll be nothing left to get.
Right.
Unless you're looking for random stuff.
Right.
Because I would have loved to have picked up like the Essential Calvin and Hobbes, that big collected edition with all the
big leather-bound one.
But it's like $100. But 25% off of that is what I can buy it for on Amazon.
Yeah.
Anytime I want.
Yes.
So why kill myself to spend, $75 when I can do that whenever? So.
Exactly. But one of the things she did bring up to me at my house, which I want to talk about anyway.
You have a house?
Weird, isn't it?
So let's talk about
I'm
your
not
house.
Richard Grieco. I have respect.
Ouch. Inconsistent work.
But speaking of lack of respect, I guess, is the whole situation in Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Hilarity.
I almost forgot we were going to talk about that.
Yes.
That would have been a shame.
Because I heard about it earlier in the day, and then I told her, she was like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, she brought it up to me. She didn't bring it up across the intertubes to us. But yeah, how funny is that they want nothing to do with the situation?
Yeah, I don't blame them. If I had any product that they're like, oh, this is the greatest thing, I'd be like, can you please keep our names out your mouth?
But dude, he makes protein-infused vodka. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's probably vodka and bull semen. Shika, 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 shika. It's like a shake-up.
Oh, dude. Yeah, when I first read this story, I laughed so hard because Abercrombie's not really known for having morals.
Yeah.
Unless you count having morals as in we live in like 1940 morals. Like, if you look different than white people, we're not so hip to you.
Yes.
That's honestly probably why they don't want him
What's
doing
hilarious?
This. They're like, hey, he's one of them Italians.
It's like a true romance.
Yeah.
I can't even see the quote because it's way too offensive. You know what I'm talking about?
Fair enough. I think I do, yeah.
If you haven't, you got to look up the true romance quote where...
Just see the movie.
Where, what the hell's his name? He's dead now. He's talking to Christopher Walken. God damn it.
This will be great because people, how your wife mentioned before, or Kelly or whoever it was that said that we, when you were trying to think of a Will Smith movie that neither of us could come up with.
Yeah, we're both like,
and they're like, we're screaming at you.
I don't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's not important, but he has a great scene where he heavily insults the Sicilians.
Tell you what, a crispy, fresh no prize goes to whoever can send us the answer to that one first.
Unless I get it before the end of the recording. That happens sometimes.
True, and we're not IMDbing it in case anyone wonders.
I put my phone down.
I'm still playing like I used to, like when we used to play the Kevin Bacon game.
Fair enough.
No IMDb, none of those movie guides, because, that's not right.
Yeah, it's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I stopped doing, what's this quote from on Facebook? Because
it's too easy. All you got to do is just copy and paste it, and you
exactly.
can have it
and I'm like,
every
all right,
time.
that's enough of that. Damn cheaters.
Yep.
But, no, Amy Schumer, who's a hilarious comedian, I follow her on Twitter.
Yep.
She tweeted about this, right? And she put, isn't this the same company that has shirtless greeters at the doors?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. And they're known for sending out semi-nude catalogs of underage kids, and they were
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where's the mailing list?
They were the first place to have thongs for little kids, which is sexy,
creepy
but
and sexy,
right? Which is how I like everything.
Speaking, Jeannie was telling
me, it doesn't
me
make me a little uncomfortable. It's not
that
sexy.
they make push-up bras for 7-year-olds.
Well, hey, flat titties are a crime.
That's true,
right? Everybody needs titties.
Just ask Christina Applegate, I guess.
Right.
Oof.
That's not nice, man.
Well,
How you gonna rag on Kelly Bundy like that?
I can't help myself.
Fair enough. Way to make fun of breast cancer. Nice job.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Do they?
Maybe not. But if they do, I'm stepping up.
Volunteering to be the official spokesperson?
Yes.
I'll be the dick who makes fun of breast cancer.
Race for the Cure weekend, I'll be like, boo!
That's not going to help us get followers. Well, actually, it might. Think about, all the people who are controversial always seem to have the most followers, so there you go, right?
Well, that's true.
Nice job. What's next on the agenda?
Figure something out.
Because you still got a little
time.
Make
fun of all those local Progeria kids, I guess.
Wow.
We have 2 of them in the area now. Clearly something's fucked up with Toledo.
Duh.
Well, besides the obvious.
Everything.
You see her breaking the mold in the latest Men's Health. They're talking about tablets and tablet-friendly cities with Toledo's dead last on the list.
I did see that, and I was like, how? Look at me fighting the power.
I was like, huh.
I'm a rebel by conforming to
That's right,
people.
you are. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Always remind me of those kids that, it used to come into one of the kids used to come into our comic shop that talked, would always come in wearing the, dark clothes and all this shit that he bought at Hot Topic, and I always used to refer to him as a conforming nonconformist, and he had no idea what I was meaning by that. And I was like, dude, all your friends look like you.
Yeah, exactly.
It reminds you of it's the same thing that South Park did a great job of it with the goth kids.
Yeah.
When everyone else becomes emo, and the goth kids keep getting called emo, and they get pissed about it because they're not emo, they're goth and all that. And I was like, that's fantastic. It sums it up. If you haven't seen that episode, I actually think it's available on Netflix because I'm pretty sure almost all of South Park is on Netflix.
Damn it, we need some sponsorship from them.
I know.
We need some of that Netflix loot.
I know, right?
I'd even take a free subscription for a year.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Fuck, no, they won't.
They'll be like, wait, do you want the disc and the other thing?
Yeah, we can't do that. Sorry.
Here's what we can do. We'll let you talk about us for free and not sue you.
Okay.
Woo, we win!
Oh, I love the fact that shitty clothing company is...
now has standards.
Yeah, well, yeah, which is odd.
How sad is it, though, that they're like, okay, we can allow the underage kids in our catalogs almost naked, push-up bras, thongs for little kids. We can get sued for discrimination because we only hire attractive white people and not fat people also. But we're going to draw the line when the situation starts repping our clothes.
Yes.
That's where they decide to finally put the line.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, guinea trash,
Some
step
guy
away.
who's on a show that's watched by millions and millions of people is repping their clothing, and now they're like, hold on. It's like, who would they prefer? I mean, if it was like Neil Patrick Harris, they'd be like, whoa, slow down. Because,
I imagine we could do a little Photoshop work, some Abercrombie clothes, and like Hitler. They might appreciate that.
They'd probably be all right with that.
Probably would be all right with that. He was a snappy dresser.
Right. And they'll be putting out their, their hoods to go with their clothing before long or something.
I've watched World War II in HD of his nice white snappy uniform.
Wow. So you went from the breast cancer thing to like talking about how Hitler's a great dresser, huh?
Dude, come on. Was it
Real quick, if you haven't,
yes.
I don't know, like anybody who looks at webcomics, if you want something that'll make you giggle like a little girl, go to, I believe it's hipsterhitler.com.
That sounds amazing.
It's a fantastic comic to where basically it's Hitler as a hipster, and his shirts are always really hipster-esque. and they always have references to the Third Reich and whatnot.
Of course.
You have to know a little history, though. If you aren't real hip on the history, you're probably too stupid to find it funny.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not pulling punches on that.
No,
That's just the truth.
Exactly, yeah.
Because some of his shirts are really funny. So.
But no, I think it was Versace, I think? Didn't he design the Nazi uniforms?
It was some big designer, if I'm not mistaken.
Versace? I don't remember, but yeah, it was a large designer that designed all those SS clothing and
naturally,
large lapels and all that.
Can you imagine, like looking back now, it's like I could just picture being one of the people who work at the place, and they're like, oh, what are we designing stuff for? And they're like, well, we need everybody to do some mock-ups for, it's for those SS guys. Be like, whoa, time out. Like, I might have a problem with this. I'm like, hey, listen.
Except for one guy, I'm in.
Yeah, and that guy now, he's the one that founded Abercrombie.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like, I know, I'll take all of the worst ideas ever.
Ugh, he's right. I used to, God, I can't remember who it was. Somebody bought me a pair of Abercrombie jeans.
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't me either.
I would have bought you skinny jeans if I did, though.
Oh,
or capri ones.
That'd be hot. I could put my forearm in them.
Or low-rise capri ones. That way your ass can hang out, too.
No, it does anyway, so that's all right.
Well, these would sit lower, so this would be like every time you bend over, you'd
fruit bowl for everybody.
Yeah, it would look like, on how people used to draw those things where it was supposed to be like hands and a nose over a wall.
Oh, the Kilroy. Kilroy was here.
Yeah, it would look like that. Because your nuts would just be hanging out the back. It would look like the nose hanging over. Especially if you tucked it back goat style.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what you got to do. It's uncomfortable to walk like that, but it's a funny sight gag.
Commitment. It's all about the commitment. And we love sight gags here at the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Because nothing is better than a good sight gag.
On the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah.
Well, Brian, I see we're at the hour mark already, believe it or not.
I know. I'm sure everyone listening is like, oh, thank God they stopped
talking
about Thor.
So we went from Thor to Hitler with a sprinkling of breast cancer.
Now that's a funny story right there.
So
Hitler as Thor with breast cancer.
I like it. Winged helmet, nice short crop mustache.
Naturally. Oh, when you said short cropped, I thought you were going to be talking about pants.
That too.
As he's a snappy dresser.
He is a snappy
He'd be
dresser.
wearing his skinny jeans.
Exactly. And, I guess he needed a pair of bitch tits.
Well, of course. Well, or previously had bitch tits.
Yes, previously had bitch tits.
Yeah. Now he's got some falsies with some of them weird pointing different directions nipples and stuff.
Oh, God, like that creepy old people's eyes.
Yeah. Or he could do something cool and have, like, googly eye ones. Right? Then whenever he moves, they shake a little bit. And I don't mean the tits. Those shake. Well, they won't shake anymore.
No, they certainly won't.
But the eyes on them would move around.
Damn show.
I know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I want to see a mock-up of Hitler, Thor, breast cancer, superhero guy.
If only we knew an artist.
Yeah, I know. I got whack to go to quick stick figure.
Don't you have that comic book app on your iPhone?
I do.
Get to it, damn it.
I do. That's a fucking fun app.
Right. So here's the part of the show where we would have some music, but John sucks.
Ball dropper.
Kelly fail. It's tough. It's the same joke almost.
It is pretty damn close to the same
I know,
joke.
Right? John sucks is Kelly failing.
One takes place in life, one takes place on Twitter.
True. Well, it takes place in life, too.
Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking?
Yeah. So, and this part here is just special for Kelly. We're going to talk more about... We made an inside joke the other day about birthday cake.
Yes, we did.
And so now we're going to reveal to you what it is.
Which is...
Oh,
we're out of time.
You know what? We've ran long. We're already 3 minutes over. We should probably just cut it here.
Yeah, because we're cutting into our memory if we want to have another show.
That's what she said. Not really. Yeah, that was pretty awful.
Yeah, we can edit that
This
out.
is way worse than last week's clitoral circumcision ending.
That's true.
Spade
shovel? That's a good way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Post hole digger?
We need to stop before we get to...
1:05?
Yes.
All right. Sayonara.
Bye-bye.